Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys. Listen, I know it's late and we're having a special HeSpoke Fashion late night edition tonight. So for those of you that are viewing right now, you are in for a treat. So listen, first things first, okay? I know that all women dress for themselves. This is widely known and widely accepted, or that they sometimes even dress for other women. But never, and I do mean never, do they dress for men. But you know, even though that may be true, I thought it would be fun to share 3 things black men under 30 love for women to wear on a date. Now, for those who may view this later, I want to make sure that no one is offended by anything that is said in this live. And I want to first give this disclaimer, all right? But here's the disclaimer. The views expressed in this live are 100% the opinions of the black men under 30 that participated in our survey. Now, as we are now ready to embark on summer 2023, listen, I know, guys, that you're ready to enjoy all the concerts, the parties, the meetups, the get-ups, and even going to the club. I know you're all ready for that, right? And for some of you, you're hoping to find that one diamond in the rough to share some cozy summer evenings with, as well as some other seasons. As one wise person, I would say, stated that it is better to pick the fruit during the summer when it's ripe, so that you can store it up for when it's no longer in season. So one would do best with this caveat that if you're single, to find that special someone now. All right, find them now in hopes that you can build during the remaining seasons. So for those of you who just might be looking and will heed the advice of the wise, then this show is for you. So you know what I want you to do? I want you to go ahead and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that HeSpoke Fashion is live, and we will be right back. Are you ready, AB? All right. Let's get it. Hit it. Yeah, in the building. Let's go. HeSpoke Fashion. All right. Listen, again, I want to thank you for joining us. And I'm glad that you've taken time out of your busy schedule just to sit and have this conversation with us. I know it's our late night special, but as I said in my opening monologue, tonight's discussion is centered around the topic 3 things black men under 30 want women to wear on a date. Now, I would suggest for some of you, grab a pen and some paper and get ready to take some notes. But this is the summer edition. So you really want to stick around for those 3 things. But first, I want to use 3 black men under 30 as my subjects to have this conversation. What was that, Grogu? Excuse me. Listen, Grogu said that I know that I'm not 30, and you know, he's right. But I have used a survey to find out just what men under 30 like. And then I have someone hopefully that will come on and shed a little bit more light towards the end. So let's get into this examination, shall we? First off, we're going to start with a very popular rapper by the name of Blueface. And Blueface is 26 years of age. All right. So Blueface, we're going to start with him. And many of you may be familiar with Blueface as a rapper. Many of you may not. But I guarantee the rest of us know of him because of his relationship with Christian Rock, who's actually age 23. Now, I know that age is nothing but a number, but clearly the age differential plays into their relationship dynamic and the behavior of the two within the dynamic of their relationship. We always see them acting out. But one of the things that I found interesting about Christian was her look before the relationship began with Blueface. Now, you'd be amazed to see just how very innocent she looked here in this photo. And then even photos with friends, we see that she is very, of course, athletic looking. You know what? Interesting enough, I found that she was actually a pretty good athlete as she participated in track and field in her younger years in college and prior to that. She was quite a track star. Now, it appears to me that she also had a more, and I would say, conservative style in some cases. Far more conservative than she does now. Now, again, there were times when she moved to more of a mature sense of fashion. But I would say that this was more casual with a hint of provocative at this point. So this particular photo, I would say that she was casual. If you would see someone that was wearing this out, you wouldn't think too overly or overtly sexual, but a bit provocative in sort of a way. And wouldn't you know it, that even as she started to do photo shoots, that she was showcasing her athletic ability, there was still a drastic difference in her sense of fashion before that relationship. I mean, basketball shoot, I mean, she looks, I mean, this look gives any young man, I would think, the vote of confidence to take her home, baby, to meet mom. What do you say, guys? What would you do? Would you take this young lady home to meet mom? Now, I know that, ladies, you don't dress for men. You've made that absolutely clear, at least to HeSpoke Fashion, that you don't dress for men. But let me ask this question. Is it possible that men can influence the way you dress? Now hear me close. Not that you're dressing for men, but is it possible that men can influence the way you dress? And the reason that I asked the question is simply because of the transformation that has occurred with Christian Rock. I mean, this is transformation. I mean, check this out. There were 0 tattoos in those earlier photos. And then all of a sudden, there's a huge tattoo on her neck. And you'll never guess of who the tattoo. Yes, you guessed it. She has a tattoo of Blueface on her throat. Now, I heard someone say the throat. No, on her throat, on her neck. She has a neck tattoo right there of none other than Blueface. So I would think that there may be some truth to the fact that men do play a role, whether or not you want to admit it or not, in the fashion of women, at least in cases where they are in relationship with them. Now, there is this notion that women, especially black women, can't receive instruction from black men when it comes to fashion. And lately, that has proven to be true. Now, I don't know one man who believes this item to be appropriate in public, but yet we still see that this is being worn by our dear sisters. Now, these bonnet Bettys show up in the airport, malls, shopping centers, and even restaurants. And when challenged, as they were actually, I think recently, by an Ohio dentist, as yes, it was a woman. She set some rules for acceptable attire in her establishment. And what she did was she simply placed a sign on a table that said, no bonnets, no house shoes, no pajama bottoms. Now, guys, the fellas, help me out. Who do you think she was talking to when she placed that sign there? Now, the mere fact that some people believe that by doing this, that this black female dentist was being reprimanded by those saying that the rules were anti-black, racist, and classist. Now, I don't know about you, but I want you to just picture this. Picture this. Just imagine, if you will, that you were going to your dentist's office, and when you arrived, you saw people in the waiting room looking like they just rolled out of bed. Now, I want to ask you, would you return to that place of business? And I would say, depending on the reason for the appointment, would you even cancel at that moment? I want you to ponder that for a minute. But let's look at how this person, Honesty the Liar, let's put that up. Honesty the Liar appears to think, and this is the dentist, Dr. Sutton, and this person, Honest the Liar, Honesty the Liar, think that the doctor was wrong, right? Says her establishment is literally in the hood in a trap house turned dentist office. Now, see, why they have to say that? They trying to say that she's just, she's in the hood in the trap house. Maybe she should relocate to the demographic she prefers instead. I don't care what you tap dancing niggeronis who are agreeing with her are saying actually. And so, okay. So this person, Honesty the Liar, believes that both the dentist and perhaps you are wrong. So what some don't realize is that oftentimes what you wear and how you present yourself will impact people even if you know them or not. So if, can you put that back up there, please? Just because I need to bring Honesty the Liar in front of the congregation. Because if we listen to this liar, that a certain demographic is justified in dressing like this. So this is what she's saying. That demographic being the hood, since this person stated that her establishment is literally in the hood. Now, this Honesty the Liar really, in my opinion, has set us back 100 years with this statement. Because what they're saying is that a dentist who sets up shop in an effort to be able to serve that community should just move because the community can't live up to a standard. Now, what does that say about Honesty the Liar? Or what does it say about that community? Are we unable to come up to a standard in our communities? Oh, don't get me started. I digress. But it is obvious that some, both men and women, don't know this to be true. Now, when we look at our next couple who have recently been atop the headlines out here in these social media streets, that is none other than Little Meech and Summer Walker. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but they've been quite the item lately. And when it comes to this couple, one may wonder if the attraction is, how should I say this? If the attraction is more about who she is rather than what she wears, what she looks like. Now, let's be honest. Summer Walker's fashion sense is the same as any other IG model. I said it, and I'm standing 10 toes down on that. As any other IG model. Nothing special if you ask me, but I will give her this credit. Her talent, however, is something to be considered. Now, sometimes I want you to know, because, sometimes the attractions are more of the similarities in business or in their occupations rather than anything else. And that's why you find many times that people that work together, people that do a movie together or produce a song together or do a duet together end up being in relationships with each other, because it is the commonalities that are attractive. Now, why is that important to know? Now, it is important to know that simply because you may find yourself copying someone's style or their fashion sense, thinking that you will have similar outcomes, similar successes. But the whole while, they are gaining the attention they have simply because of something totally different. It is the commonalities. It is the mutual interests. But when you see them in public, you assume that it's because of what she's wearing. So Little Meech likes the way she dresses and likes the way her style. So if you want to date someone like Little Meech, then what do? You copy Summer Walker's style, not knowing that that's not what the attraction is about. Now, while I really like FUBU, can we all agree that this look is very basic? That's a very basic look, just a t-shirt, right? Hair kind of messy. But there are other times, now I got to give it to Summer Walker. There are other times when she does clean up extremely well, like in this photo. And then even in this photo, she cleans up very well. But these are the times that I think we must be careful about who we accredit with these looks. Who do we accredit these looks to when she's dressed this way? Now, these two look like a young couple simply passing the time and having fun doing so. But I would not recommend anyone take any fashion tips from either one of them. Now, let me say this, because I sense some tension in this live stream. I sense some tension in the room. Some people in there, let me just say it. No, Grogu, I'm gonna say it. Some people in their everyday looks don't represent a love for fashion or style. But again, because of their careers, mainly in entertainment, they have stylists, a personal stylist, to dress them. So we may be caught up in what we see on screen, which has nothing, and let me say that again, nothing, no thing to do with them personally. That is that stylist style that we're seeing. So listen, I wasn't firing shots at them when I made that last statement, but my aim was to make certain that there wasn't anyone confused when the paparazzi catches them out and about, and you're wondering why their outfits are deplorable in those cases. Look, moving on. I'm going to move on from that because I sense some tension in this live because those are your favorite stars. I get it. So let's move on. Now this last guy is a guy I feel like I could hang out with, you know, if I were around his age. Now, the reason being, and it simply seems to me that this young man is a person who is driven to make something out of his life, and one that is not wasting his opportunity, but that is maximizing his opportunity. And that is the rapper Lil Baby. Well, these littles, man. This young man seems to have his own sense of style, and I believe that outside of his stylist dressing him for videos and appearances and concerts and, you know, all the like, I believe that he would do fairly well in his day-to-day attire. And when it comes to having someone nice on his arm, I think that this young lady does a fine job. If you were to ask me, I think this young lady, and if you don't know, her name is Jada Cheeves. And I think that Miss Jada is doing a phenomenal job. Now, listen, and I, you know, as I research these topics, I found that Miss Jada is actually from the city of Savannah, Georgia. And you know what? You know, a little thing about me you may not know. I know I talk about North Carolina quite a bit, but I spent a dozen or so years of my life residing in that same city. So shout out to Savannah and the Low Country, right? Savannah in the building. But being in that city for that period of time really and truly makes me heap a bit of praise on Jada with regards to her fashion. Because in my humble opinion, Savannah is a shorts, bonnet, and flip-flop kind of town. I'm just gonna say it, I'm being honest here. Now, don't get me wrong. It is a beautiful city filled with beautiful people, but let's not get it twisted. It is not Atlanta, GA. It is not the ATL, right? But listen, Jada, she was recently honored by the city of Savannah. So shout out again to the mayor there in the city of Savannah, Georgia, for honoring this young lady. But she has plenty of style. And I would say the way she coordinates her attire, and I'm going to say this allegedly without a personal stylist, it really and truly says a lot about her. Again, it must be tough to be in an industry where your dude, your guy, is wanted by women of all ages. But in my opinion, even if she were to lose Lil Baby, which I've heard, you know, in these YouTube streets and the social media streets, that may be the case. But even if she were to lose Lil Baby, with her sense of style and fashion, attracting someone else would be of no problem. I mean, you know, like Grogu, like Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, but a ninja ain't one. Listen, I hope they are able to stay together because I like them as a couple. Now, let's be honest. I don't know either one of them, right? I don't know either one of them personally, but you can tell that they, look at this photo. I mean, it looks like they really enjoy each other. And they look like they have fun as a couple. And having fun as a couple is very important. Now, what does all of that have to do with the three things black men under 30 love for women to wear on a date? And this, of course, again, a summer edition. What's it have to do with that? Fix this right here. You know, I'm glad that you asked. I'm glad that you asked. Because I wanted to show you, by doing that there are different types of men under 30 and the type of fashion they liked, as well as explain whether it is their sense of style and fashion that actually attracted these men. I mean, let's be honest here. In order to get a date, one must find the other attractive. Excuse me for a moment, Grogu. Say that again. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna tell him. Grogu wanted to make sure I remembered to address the elephant in the room and the fact that these three things are from black men under 30. And you know what? And to handle that portion, I want to introduce you to my special guest who is going to assist me in that portion of the show. And that is none other than Jordan Frazier. Shout out to Jordan. Jordan, can you hear me? Go ahead and unmute.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. How you doing tonight? I know it's late. How are you this evening?
I'm pretty good. I'm not too tired.
Okay, not too tired. Well, let's get right into this conversation there. I think you have, I can hear a little bit of echo. I know maybe you have to turn something down, or if you're watching it on something else, just go ahead and mute it on whatever you're watching it on. Okay. So let's get into this conversation. Now, you hopefully heard what I said about fashion and style earlier. And I want to get your honest assessment concerning what you would love for a woman to wear on a first date. And I just need to ask, did any of those women represent any of those things first off?
What happened?
Well, just give me your three things. Let's start with that. Those three things that you think are what you would love to see on a woman on a date. Let's start with that.
All right, that's pretty easy, man. You know, you can't go wrong with. All right, these three things. It ain't no specific order, but we'll say jeans. Gotta get the Daisy Dukes in there. And you know, it's summertime. You know, you gotta bring out the sundresses.
The sundress. Okay, so let's start with that. Let's start with the sundress. Let's the sundress.
I can add one more thing.
Well, let's do this one first. Let's do with the sundress. So the sundress. Now, I love a sundress. I love the look that women have with the sundress. I love them when they're colorful, and I'm glad to see that as a young man under 30 that we have still similar taste. And so not only would someone under 30, someone above 30 likes that too. So I don't know if you can see the screen, but we have a young lady here dressed in a sundress. And I think that is a very clean look. So what about a sundress? Let me ask you this. What about a sundress does it for you? I mean, what about the sundress?
I don't know. You know, it hugs tight to curves. You feel me? But you know, you can rock one whatever size you are, and it still look nice. You feel me?
Yo, look, real talk. I like how you said that, and I think that's important. I think that is important that women understand that, you know, whatever size you are, when it comes to a sundress, it doesn't matter. It will fit you. And as they say in church, you know, it'll meet you right where you are. So I like that. I really like that. I think that, you know, more women should know that listen, a sundress is acceptable no matter what the size you are, right? Someone is going to like that. And then I heard you say jeans. Now, Now I have to ask, because when you say jeans, and I know there in your area when it's hot and humid, I'm going to just go ahead and say that you're saying that on a date in the evening when it may be a little cooler, that jeans are more acceptable. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, jeans are smooth. They're always a go-to. They fit nice, you know. Especially like you don't always have to go with the skinny jeans. You can throw on some flare jeans, and you know you might can rock something. You know?
Right. I'm glad you said that, because you know more times than not, you know, we always think that the skinny jeans are the way to go. Now let me ask you, in terms of shoes, right? If the woman came with jeans on, what would you prefer? Would you prefer sneakers? Would you prefer a high heel stiletto? What would you prefer?
You know, that's up to, you know, the female's personality. If she can rock the J's, she can rock the J's. If she want to rock the heels, she can rock the heels. But, you know, I don't really have a preference, but, you know.
That's good to know. Because for me, you know, I'm a bit over 30, and I would probably prefer, for me, the stilettos. If they, and depending again on what the date was going to be, I would prefer the stilettos for a dinner date. We're going to do something fun, walk in the park later after dinner. A shoe change, a shoe swap is totally acceptable to throw on the J's, the Dunks, or what have you. But great to know. So if the woman came with jeans, what would that say? What kind of impression would you have of that woman if she rocked the jeans on that first date during the summer? What kind of impression would that make?
Okay, I'm feeling like she's a little classy, you know, not too. She's conservative, you know, not too out there. But it's a first date, so you feel me? The jeans, it really speaks some character. Okay, I like that. So, to all my beautiful butterflies, if you're, you know, looking for someone under 30, listen, jeans, no matter if they're skinny or not, are totally acceptable. And the impression that you're making is that, you know, that you're a little bit on the conservative side. I would think that would be a good thing, especially if you're on a first date and if you're really looking to date. Yeah, that's
with
not a
purpose.
bad thing at all. It's not bad.
Right. Now we got to go to these booty shorts, the Daisy Dukes, right? Now that's funny, and I can understand why that would definitely be something that a young black man under 30 would love to see on a date. But let me challenge you on this one, all right? I'm just going to challenge you. I want to challenge you by asking you this question. When it comes to the Daisy Dukes, does one size fit all? And what I mean is, should everyone wear them just because they have them in your size? That's my question. What do you think?
I don't know how they fit. They all seem to fit pretty tight, you know. You know.
They gotta fit the same, right?
I thought they just go by the waist size. You know, you get whatever your waist is. You know, they cut the way they cut. Mm-hmm.
Ah, you know what? That's true.
Some females just dress them, make them flare up at the end, you know.
Yeah, we had to put the smile emoji to cover this photo up. I should have put some yams on it. This is one item that, if I am being honest, may not be, in my opinion, appropriate for certain establishments or places of business. And secondly,
this cookout car wash.
Yeah. See, this is, and you know what? I wouldn't even think about that being a date, right? But you know, I think my 30-year-old or younger than 30-year-old self would probably consider that to be a date. So I'm glad you said that. So there's a difference right there, my butterflies. There's a difference right there in terms of what's, you know, maybe a date for someone under 30, someone over 30. But you know what? It's my belief, and I'm going to say this, that some women will never be taken seriously because of what they have on. You know, and I'm not certain if this item, if they were to wear this one, if I personally would take them seriously. They showed up, a pair of Daisy Dukes on a date. Nevertheless, this is your choice and not mine, all right? So I'm going to leave that there. But look, since we've named these three things, I know you said earlier that there may have been another item that you want to add. Just share that with us.
What's that little the little one piece called? It got the straps on it. I think it's like a
romper. The romper.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
AB said yes, so you're gonna yes, the rompers, that's what's up. Now this is what I can agree with you all. I really like rompers, right? And I think that for those women that you know, and let me just say this, who are looking to date with a purpose, I think the items you share can help them to know what to wear in order to be taken seriously, and in my opinion, what not to wear with the Daisy Dukes. But that's not me, that's your choice. Listen, Jordan, I really appreciate you taking your time to come on and just have this short conversation with us tonight on The Late Show. I'm calling this The Late Show, our summer edition for HeSpoke Fashion, but the Late Show, absolutely. But before we go, I got to ask you this question, my friend. I want to know if you would come back to join us here at HeSpoke Fashion. Will you come back?
Oh, yeah, I could come back. Hopefully, you know, I'll be able to link in with my FaceTime next time.
Hopefully, you'll be able to do that and cam up. Yes. Now, you guys, you heard him, right? You heard him say that he's coming back. We're going to hold him to that. But listen, I thank you again for joining us tonight, Jordan, and just stick back in the back and we'll have a little bit of conversation before we close out. But listen, you've heard it here. Go ahead and get ready for summer. It's already upon us. Now you have three things that black men under 30 really love women to wear on a date. If we would go over them one more time, we will show you that if you're wearing that sundress, it is totally loved by young men under 30. If you were to just show up with a nice pair of jeans, they don't have to be skinny jeans. That is totally acceptable. And even if you wore the Daisy Dukes, the young man under 30 will love that. But if you don't have those, a romper will do. And men under 30 and over 30 love the rompers. We hope you've had a great time with us tonight. I've really enjoyed you all on tonight. Listen, I hope you enjoyed the show. Take the time right now, please. Hit the like button, you know, for the YouTube algorithm and Facebook there. Go ahead and hit the like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Listen, all of that is for free. But we've come to the end of the road, so to speak. And you know what? I want you to have a good night, good fashion. And I want you to remember, HeSpoke Fashion to you. See you next time. Hope you will be back to join us. All right? Yeah! In the building! Let's go! Leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is HeSpoke Fashion, and I really appreciate you all for watching. Please take time to follow us on Facebook, and if you really like this episode, what you think, leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is HeSpoke Fashion, and I really appreciate you all for watching. Please take time to follow us on Facebook, and if you really like this episode, what you think, leave your